What is going on, YouTube? Welcome back. The amount of times I actually have recorded and said that exact same line has been actually outrageous. So it's been about 4 weeks since my last video. So if you're new here, welcome. My name is Nadine. I am an NPC bikini competitor. I'm also an online coach. I'm also a posing coach as well for bikini, figure, wellness, fit model. I think and bikini, obviously, because I compete in bikini. But life has been lifing lately, which is part of the reason why I haven't been as consistent as I would like to be when it comes to recording vlogs and things like that. What I'm actually thinking about doing is doing, yes, a little bit of a catch up, but I actually think I might put up some training clips kind of in the background, because I know you, like, even for me, when I sit down and I do consume a lot of the YouTube, when I sit down and it's just someone talking into a camera, I get quite bored, because I'm just kind of like, oh my god, like, this is an awful lot. And we all know, or if you're new here you won't know, but you're gonna get to know, that I can talk an awful lot. But before we get into that, I need to show you Mia right now. I'm talking quietly because I don't want her to move, right? Hang on, and I show you. She is the fucking cutest thing ever right now. Like, can you even cope with how cute she is? I can't cope. Oh, she's going to sleep. So fucking cute, right? Like, the cutest thing ever. I can't even. Oh, so cute. Okay, so what's been going on? Okay, so the last time I uploaded, I was doing my photo shoot, which I was delighted with how the photos came out, honestly. For me, like, that photo shoot, like I was kind of speaking about in the lead up to the photo shoot, it was more so like redemption for myself, like redemption of my confidence and just kind of getting back to being a bad bitch, basically. But since then, I've been training away. Life was good. Then the following weekend after the photo shoot, I was at Muscle Contest. Then the following weekend after that, then I was at MBFI. And then from there, life just started to get even crazier. I thought, like, okay, right, MBFI, kind of last show of the year, kind of like, for, as in like that I would have either posing clients competing or no people that are competing or without whatever, like, and it was the kind of last show I had planned to go to for that year. But like I was saying at the beginning of the video, life has been life. And so what has been going on? So my car decided that it no longer wanted to function as a working car, even though that car has been in the garage every single month getting things done to it. And not just like small little jobs, like I'm talking about like big jobs, like timing belts, shocks, like everything has literally been replaced in that car. And I'll just cut a long story short. Basically, the car was going into limp mode. If anyone knows anything about cars, that, like, going into limp mode is never never a good sign. So I'd left the car in to the garage the day after, actually, MBFI, and basically he had done everything that he could to try and save the car. There was no kind of, well, there was saving the car, but it was more so like, he was like, I don't know going into the engine what I'm actually going to have to replace, so I can't even give you a price or anything. So I was just kind of like, this was a car I was gonna be trading in anyway. Like, I had the car like 5 years, and I was only the second owner on the car. So very sad, very sad, because it was like my dream car. I loved it so much. But yeah, definitely a toxic relationship where I was doing everything to try and save this car that no longer actually wanted to be in my life. But I was like, no, please stay with me, please, I promise, like, it's not you, it's me, I'll change, all this kind of crack, right? So we are now going on day, I think, like 19 at this stage of me not actually having my own car. And as you can probably tell, I am losing my fucking shit. So I'm laughing because I'm kind of just over it now at this point. I've kind of just come to terms with the fact that I don't have a car right now, and yes, it is extremely stressful. It's funny because actually one of my clients is in the exact same situation where her car broke down. She needs to buy a new car. She also lives in the country and there's no public transport. It'd be completely different if I was living in Dublin and I could just walk outside the front door and be able to go on the bus or the train or the Lewis or whatever, right? So that is not an option. So it is a bit of a pain in the ass. But yes, there were many tears shed. For many reasons, because I was like, oh my god, I'm going to be trapped in the house, like what am I going to do, da, 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 da. But also then because I was like, I love that car so much, and it was just, yeah, it was just very, very annoying, and I got it, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I got a little bit emotional. So then when I was trying to record, I was just being a moany little bitch. The only way I can actually describe myself is if anyone ever watched my, what was it, like my Super Sweet 16 or whatever it was called on MTV, and you're like, I want my car now, that was me, like that was actually me. And I don't care what car it is, I just want a car now, me. And I couldn't put that out there online because I was just been such a moany little bitch. Now, I definitely needed like that 5 minutes of moaning, but then I also just needed to get back to reality and be like, Nadine, there's people like literally out there dying. And then I also thought about, you know, the meme of Kim Kardashian and she jumps into the ocean, or she gets dumped into the ocean and she loses her diamond earring. That was also me, and I was like, Nadine, like what you're actually complaining about, they're very first world problems, so you need to just get up and get over it. So we have been car shopping for the last like just over 2 weeks, and I think, fingers crossed, I think I have found a car, but I'm not gonna say anything for sure because I don't actually know. In the midst of all this madness with the car, because it's actually quite hard to go car shopping when you don't have a car, especially when you live in, not like, I'm not even in the middle of nowhere, like I'm in a housing estate, it's just that I'm not in Dublin. Yeah, car shopping is actually quite hard when you don't have a car to bring you to said car dealerships. But in the midst of all of that, I managed to do something to my back. Right now, my back has been giving me issues for a while, but I was just ignoring it. But then it was also getting to the point where in my back pose, my pelvis was like tilted. And even though it felt like I was in line, I actually was completely offline. So Meg had said it to me, my posing coach Phoebe Hagen, she had also said it to me. So I was like, right, I probably should get this looked at. So I went and I got a Thai massage on Wednesday. Because I was like, a massage will just sort it out, like that's all I actually need, I just need a bit of a rub down, I'll be fresh, do you know what I mean? And then the next day, my brother had actually booked a physio appointment for me. He comes out to the house, which is super handy. But I was like, ooh, probably shouldn't have gotten that deep tissue massage there the night before. But look, I was like, yeah, cool. So he went in, like he properly went in on my QLs, which are like, they were very deep muscles. So it's quite hard to get to. I had an idea it was probably my QL, but I'm not a physio, but I just had an idea that it was going to be my QL. So I was using like, do I have it here? I was using like this ball here to like, basically I would like lie on this on the floor, and like, don't get me wrong, like it kills, and you're supposed to just kind of like relax, like allow your muscles to relax into it. Easier said than done because this thing is solid, right? But basically he went in and my back was really sore for about 2 days, but I really wanted to get back into the gym. So I went back to train on the Saturday, which would have been 2 days after like the physio work that I had done, and it was a glute and hamstring session. And when I tell you it, you might as well have put it down as being a lower back day, because that's all I felt. I didn't feel any glutes, I felt no hamstrings, even on a hamstring curl. I just felt like my lower back was actually going to explode. So I definitely went back to train way too early. I was just kind of in the mindset like, Nadine, you be grand, like you be grand, but no, Nadine was not grand. And then on the Sunday I couldn't even put on my shoes. I had to get Rob to put on my shoes, so love that. I didn't think, you know, at the age of 31, am I 31? I think I'm 31, 32, whatever age I am. I didn't think that I would actually need physical assistance like that, but look, it is what it is. So I haven't actually trained in nearly 7 days, and between not having a car and not training, I am in fear for my sanity. No, but really guys, like it's been tough, but also because my back has genuinely been that sore, like I actually, like there's no way I could go in and train. Then I did attempt an upper body session, but even using the shoulder press, I felt like my lower back was going to snap in half. So I was like, okay, right, this is probably a lot more serious than I actually thought it was. Was back in with physio today, so a week later, and I just kind of said to him, I don't think we can go in as heavy-handed as we did last week, just because it's still quite painful. So basically what has happened is he worked on my QLs like I was speaking about, but he also loosened out my hip flexors, which was disgusting, right? So with that, because he released everything, my pelvis actually now needed to realign, because I probably have had this issue for a while. The pain then started to go up through like the erectors in my back, which is never a good thing, because then from there it started to go up into my traps, into my shoulders, into my lats. So what started off as a back issue then ended up being an all over injury. So do as I say, not as I do, and if you feel a twinge, get seen to straight away. Don't just feel like you can go to a Thai woman and have her stand all over your back and it's going to do anything. If anything, it actually probably made it worse. So yeah, a week with no training. But the thing is, right, and this is something that I say to my clients all the time, you have to just control the controllables. I can't control that I don't have a car. So I can't control that I can't get to the shops whenever I would like to, or I can't control that I can't go and train. But what I can control is making sure that I'm sticking to my rest day meal plan, making sure I'm getting enough fluid intake in, making sure that I'm keeping on top of my supplements, making sure that I'm meal prepping. Like, there's so much that's in your control, and even if you can't train, you can still make progress. From that then, we also started to run into some digestive issues. Like, genuinely, I am so fucking done with October. Like, when I tell you October needs to just go and do one, like, I am quite passionate about October just fucking off right now. So the digestive issues were, it was actually one of the worst visuals I've seen from myself in a number of months. My midsection, I couldn't even pull it in my front pose. I'll put up photos even though I'm like really outing myself, but I feel like this might help someone as well. My midsection, I just could not pull it in. It was so sore and so inflamed, and I didn't even eat anything different. This is the craziest part. Then, like, posing wise, like, that was diabolical because my back was so sore. And for anyone who doesn't know, like, for any category, like any female category, you always have to have like an anterior pelvic tilt, which is basically where you're shifting your tailbone upwards. I wasn't really able to do that. So the pose of the check-in, everything, I was just like, oh, get this week away from me. Get this week away. So yeah, the digestive issues have started to ease off a little bit, but it was like really bad bloating. I had no appetite. I felt like getting sick. I had really bad heartburn. I was just like, can this get any worse? I do feel like it was potentially just down to the amount of stress that I was under. Between the car, between the injury, between not being able to train, and all of this other shit then that was going on. So I haven't been able to eat chicken, and the only like meats that I do eat is chicken, sometimes turkey, and fish. So currently the way that my diet looks is I have eggs, whey, and prawns, and I'm just rotating between all three of those. So is it the most ideal scenario that I would like to be in, like roughly about 8 weeks before I'm due to start prep? No. But we just have to roll with it. Like, there's not really a lot that I can do. So yeah, it's just kind of riding the wave and just taking it from there. But yeah, that's my little updates for yous. Besides that, life is fucking fantastic, you know, besides all of that. I genuinely though, besides all of like when I overlook like the digestive issues and the back issues, this is the best my physique has ever actually looked, and this is the best version of me that I have been in so long, and it just makes me so excited to start prep next year. I cannot wait. Like, for the entirety of this year, since I moved over to Meg, like, I have not missed a beat. Like, not a beat. And that is the exact way that I want my off seasons to be, because physiques aren't built in prep, they're actually built in your off seasons, and I have conducted myself like someone who has been on prep. Now, that's not saying that I don't eat off or I don't go out and I don't enjoy meals or anything like that. Like, of course I do, but I do it in a way that it's controlled, so I'm not getting sloppy. Do you know what I mean? So all round, it's been a great year, but it's also been a very challenging year at the same time. Obviously, you know, going out on my own after being, you know, coaching under a team for so many years, yeah, it was an adjustment, but also, like, I am so fucking proud of myself. And I don't think there's anything wrong with actually saying that. I know a lot of people are like, oh, you're so big-headed. I'm so fucking proud of myself, because that was a big move for me. If anyone knows me or knows kind of like, or knew of me when I was working under the team, like, I would have fucking died for the team. I loved working under the team. But sometimes you have to jump even when it feels really scary. And that is exactly what I did. And I'm like, it's still difficult. It is difficult, don't get me wrong. But it's nowhere near as difficult as what I thought it was gonna be, if that makes any sense. But it's so much more rewarding when you're doing it for you. So yeah, I could not be happier with how this year has gone. It's definitely been one of the hardest years of my life, but it's also one of the most rewarding years of my life. So I just can't wait for what 2026 has in store. I just hope it goes a little bit easier on me than 2025 has, because 2025 has been kicking me around left, right and centre. But